So, hello everybody. So I'm going to guide a short motivation before we do the prayers. So we can just take to sit in a way that's comfortable for us today. It can be on a chair, on a cushion. And we can just bring our mind, we put our mind on the movement of our breath. Don't try to change anything. We can imagine in front of us there is a sky, an open sky without cloud, without pollution, very vast, a blue sky. And from the sky in front of us appears the Buddha Shakyamuni. He's beautiful. His body is made of gold. And he's smiling at us. And he's looking at us with love in his eyes. We can feel love and compassion coming from the Buddha and touching us. Then we feel around us the other persons on this Zoom. We feel, even if we are not in the same physical space, we feel we are in the same heart space all together. And we feel that we can rely on the Buddha, on his teachings, to guide us. And then we think we try to make our mind as vast as possible. We think we are not just doing what we are going to do today, not only for us to find happiness, but we are going to reflect on the Buddha's teachings, to meditate on his teachings, so we can transform our mind, so we can be of benefit to others, to all the people we are connected with our family members, our friends, our colleagues, our neighbors, everybody we meet, so that we can be of some benefit to them. So, and with this motivation, we can recite the prayers together. So we are going to do 1 time in English and 2 times in Tibetan. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create, through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye Chödang Soki Tsok Nam La Chonchu Bando Dani Kyapsuji Daki Jinso Gepe Sonanki Jola Penche Sangye Jompa Sho Sangye Chödang Soki Tsok Nam La Chonchu Bando Dani Kyapsuji Daki Daki Chönyen Gipe Tsunanki Jola Benche Sangi Jompa Sho. There is a fly on my computer. It's doing prayers with us. Perhaps you will see it, on my camera sometimes. And I think there is a bee. I try, to make them go out of the room, but they didn't want. They wanted to stay. So, what to do? So last Sunday, we looked at the source of happiness. Where does happiness come from? Yes, and we looked at the fact that everybody, what we all want is happiness. This holiness very, very often he starts teachings saying that, and it seems simple, but actually it's very profound, very deep. So, and last week we saw that, so first we have to correctly identify the right path if we want happiness. Which path is really going to lead us to our goal? So we saw that there is a different kind of happiness. There is what we are used to, what we can call samsaric happiness, looking for happiness outside of us. We did a meditation with the example of food, eating a lot of food, trying to get happiness from that. And we saw that this kind of outside happiness is not real happiness. Because what we want, when I look at what I want, and I think it's the same for you, what we really want is some kind of happiness that is going to last, and that will bring us satisfaction. We don't want just a little bit, just a few seconds, a few minutes, and after it stops. And we have to do something to get again happiness. No, we want something that's going to last, and that is going to increase, and that is going to bring us satisfaction. So we saw that outside happiness, samsaric happiness is not going to last, is not going to increase. So it cannot bring us satisfaction. We always are going to look for more, for better things outside of us to trying to get this happiness, this satisfaction. And so for most of us, it's what we have been doing all of our life, looking for things outside of us to bring us satisfaction. And the Buddha, so he said, so this kind of happiness is not real happiness. Actually, what we think is happiness, actually, it's just in the nature of suffering. But the good news is there is a real happiness, and it's the happiness coming from practicing the Dharma. And this kind of happiness is going to last, is going to increase, is going to bring us satisfaction. And as Rinpoche, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, he says, it's one-time work. We only have to do it one time. If we think about future lives, the work we do in this life is still going to be there in our next life, in our future life, and we can continue to increase this Dharma happiness. But samsaric happiness, it's going to, we have to give everything up at the end of this life. If we we get a lot of money, we can buy a lot of things, but at the end of this life, we have to give everything up. We cannot bring anything with us. They say the teaching is like we live our life. It's like when we remove a piece of air from butter. You know, if you have a butter, there is air in the butter. You remove the air. No butter comes, just the air. That's it. We go completely naked. We cannot bring anything with us. Our friends, our possessions, our money, our power, our fame, whatever we accumulate in this life, we cannot bring with it. The only thing that is going to follow us is our actions. You know, what kind of actions, what they call karma, what kind of actions did we engage in this life? So, what I think we can talk about today, it's to look at how to make each moment meaningful. Because we saw, so this real happiness, this Dharma happiness, it means actually what it means to practice Dharma. It means we have to make each moment of this life meaningful. We have to take the essence of each day we have, each hour, each minute we have. We are alive. So how to make each one of these moments meaningful? That's what we are going to look at today. So, in the Lamrim teachings, you know, the gradual path to enlightenment, what they call Lamrim in Tibetan, we have a subject that Rinpoche he taught during the Light of the Path retreat. it's that we have a precious human rebirth. We have a precious human life. And in the Lamrim text, the traditional presentations of the teachings, we have 8 freedom and 10 righteousness. So can, and Rinpoche, when he when he's teaching, is not really following the Lamrim, not going in all these 8 and 10 and all these different categories, but it's just to have a little idea, not just to have an idea of what this is. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, not in all the details. You can go in any, Lamrim text or receive a traditional teachings to have all the details, but just to have a little feeling of what it means. So we have 8 freedoms, and so it's 8 things that we don't have. Okay, we don't have them. We are free of them. And it's a good thing, because if we add them, then it means we will not be able to practice Dharma. It will be impossible for us to practice Dharma. So they speak about, being born like like the fly we just saw on my computer, on my screen, in the room, the bee, the fly. If we have this kind of life, then it will be very, very difficult to practice Dharma. I don't want to say it's impossible, because we never know, but it will be very impossible to understand the teachings, to practice them. Perhaps I can get some, some virtue from going around holy objects. There is such stories in the teachings, but really it's very, very difficult to practice Dharma if you have such a rebirth. So there is this different kind of rebirth that make it very, very difficult to practice Dharma, almost impossible. And we could be born in a place where we don't have Dharma available, in a country where there is no teachings. Or we could have like views, very obscure view, very dark views that make it impossible for us to connect with the Dharma teachings, even if we meet the Dharma. No, some people, they see a Buddha, they no interest, they just nothing. And some people, they see a statue of Buddha and say, "Oh, it's beautiful. And what is this statue about? I want to learn more." So like that. So it's these 8 freedoms. We are free of these kind of things. And after there are 10 richness. So it's 10 things we have that make it possible for us to practice Dharma. So first thing is that we have a human life. We have this kind of body. We are born in a place where the teachings are available. We can meet the Dharma, receive teachings. And the Dharma is still available when we are alive, and we still have teachers like His Holiness Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche. We have many great teachers that we can meet, and we have other people around us, other practitioners that share our interest for the Dharma. So we have a group, like a support group, to help us. So in Lamazopa Rinpoche, you know, when he teaches about this precious human life, he says it's an amazing opportunity. It's inexpressible fortune. It's unimaginable freedom. So he uses words like that, very, very powerful, to help us understand that it's very rare to have all these opportunities coming together. So the main point of having a human life is that we can achieve all our goals. No? Whatever we set our minds on, we can achieve. So of course it's true for all the worldly goals we can have. And it's true for the Dharma goals we can have. You can think of anything in the world. If you want to achieve it, we can do it with our precious human life. If our goal is to climb Kilimanjaro, it's possible. Of course, it's going to take some training, some effort, depending on our physical capacity, you know, but it's possible with effort, with time. If it's really our goal, every day we do something to reach this goal. We train the body a little bit, and we prepare, you know, for going to Africa and so on, to check what are the conditions and so on. It's possible to achieve. So we can do anything we put our mind to with our human life. We have our potential is so vast, so vast. But for us, of course, what we really want is to achieve Dharma goals. So to get, you know, some as the example, to climb a mountain is going to take time, to take practice. Every day we do a little bit, we train a little bit, but we can achieve any Dharma goal we put our mind to, any realization of the Lamrim we want to achieve, we can achieve it in this life with practice. And as Rinpoche said again, it's one-time work. So even if we don't reach our goal in this life, it's not going to be lost if it's a Dharma goal. So I don't know, but I think when we compare really worldly goals and Dharma goals, you can see I think it's much better to put our mind toward Dharma goal. Much is going to bring us real happiness, and it's not going to get lost at the end of this life. So it has really a great meaning. So what we can do is to look at this subject of precious human life, you know, as doing a meditation. So it's not just me, you know, blah 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 blah, but it's really us together trying to make this subject part of us, really part of us. So we can, it's not, usually when we say we meditate, we take very, we are like that and we become like that. But it's just when we do more like formal meditation, we try to have our back that is a bit more straight, or as straight as possible for us, but it should stay comfortable. So we can start by thinking about our own situation, our own life. What kind of life do we have? So all of us, we have a human life, we have a human body. And we think about all those different kind of things we can do with our body. We can move, we can go to different places, we can even go to different countries. And we have freedom. Any activity we want to engage in, we can engage in. If we want to study any subject, we can study. We can find a teacher, we can find a course online. We have many different ways to do what we want to do. And all of us were in a situation where our basic needs as humans are met. We have enough food for our stomach. We have a shelter, a place to live. We have clothes to wear to protect us from sun when it's hot, to protect us from cold during winter. And we are living in a country where there is freedom. We can move. We are free to practice any philosophy, religion we want. And all of us, we have received a good education. We know how to read, how to write. Our minds have been trained to analyze, to think. And so when we compare our situation with the situation of other human beings on this planet, we see that we are very, very fortunate. For a lot of humans, just to find water that they can drink every day, it's very difficult for a lot of humans just to find water to drink. Or just to find food, just to find shelter. So our situation is very fortunate, very fortunate. So the goal of the meditation is to feel joy in our heart, to feel that we are very, very fortunate, and to have joy, to feel joy. And when we manage to get this joy in our heart, then we stay on it. We focus on this feeling. We don't have to continue doing analytical meditation. We just stay with the joy. And if we cannot bring the joy, or we bring it, but then we lose it, then we do again a bit of analytical meditation to bring it again. So compare with other human beings, we are most fortunate. And we can also compare with animals, with insects. Sometimes we think it's very nice to be an animal. But actually, animals, they don't have any freedom. They cannot engage in any study. They cannot have goals, not really, not the kind of goals we can have. And animals, most of the time, they live in fear. In nature, they live in fear of being killed by another animal or by humans. And constantly they are looking for food. And for most of them, to get food, they have to kill another animal, a bit smaller than them. And that's how they spend their life, in fear, trying to protect their body and trying to get food by killing. And so Lama Zopa Rinpoche, he said during the Light of the Path retreat, you can't imagine how you are most fortunate this time to have such a perfect human body which has this incredible opportunity is just about this one time. In every minute, every second, you should be most careful, most joyful, and most happy to have this precious human rebirth. So we generate this joy in our heart, and once it's here, due to our analytical meditation, then we stay on the joy, we stay focused in one point on the joy. So we feel in our heart how precious my life is, how precious, how precious. They say in the teachings, our life is more precious than to find a very precious jewel in the garbage. Of course, like if you don't have any money, you find a very precious jewel in the garbage. You feel so fortunate. You feel so happy. And of course, for such a person, it would be they could buy food, buy a house. But even all these things we can have with money, it's just for this life. It's just samsaric happiness. But with our precious human life, we can use it to meditate on the lamrim. So we can use it to slowly make the lamrim alive in our heart, to slowly bring about the realization in our mind, so we can free ourselves from the cycle of suffering that is the samsara. We can free ourselves from that. We can reach real happiness of liberation from samsara. And we can work for the happiness of all the persons around us that are connected to us. We can bring them the Dharma. So it's the potential of this life is much more meaningful than any precious jewel we could find. So of course, it's not only about having a precious human life. When we say precious, it's not only that we have a human body, it's all the different conditions that we have, that we are in a place, we live in a country where we have access to Dharma. If we want to study Dharma, to practice Dharma, we can. The police is not going to come to arrest us because we practice Dharma, which can happen. in some countries. And we've met qualified Mahayana teachers like His Holiness Dalai Lama and Mazopa Rinpoche. Even if we haven't yet met them in this life, we can receive their teachings online, and we can create the cause to meet them in the future, in this life. So when we look around us, we see most people are only looking for happiness outside of them. They're only looking for samsaric happiness, usually. But here, each one of us, we are starting to look for happiness inside, Dharma happiness. It's so rare. So we have this faith for the Buddha, for his teachings, and we try to transform our mind into Dharma. So it's so precious. That's what is making our life most fortunate, most incredible, most precious. So when we think like that, it's not to think, oh, we are better, than other people. It's not like that at all. It's not about trying. We're not better than other people. It's not like that at all. It's just like we found this precious jewel of the Dharma. So we are so fortunate. So when we do this meditation, actually, we can use it to generate compassion. So it's very good to use it as well to generate compassion. So it really becomes, so it can become a Mahayana meditation. So from this joy we feel, having this precious human life, now we look at the life of the animals, insects, other human beings. And so again, we see that most of them, they don't have such good conditions as the ones we have. We can take an example that is touching us. Someone who doesn't have access to water, to food, who lives in a place where there is war. People are fighting all around. And they just have to survive each day, just to keep, to stay alive. For them, it's a victory. And they don't have time to do anything else, just they have to survive. So we can feel, just thinking about that, we start to feel compassion. We want them to be free from this situation. We want them to be safe. So each one of us, it's there are so many examples. You can think about so many life situations that are just suffering. So we try to find the one that is really touching our heart. And we play a little movie. Perhaps it's something we read in newspapers, or a movie we saw, documentary, some pictures, and we think about the situation of this person. We open our heart to their suffering, and we feel we want to take their suffering away. We want them to be free from these sufferings. And we feel, may they be free from these sufferings. So again, when we feel that in our heart, we stay focused on one point, on this feeling of compassion. And Lama Zopa Rinpoche, he says to us that what we must do with our precious human life is to make the ultimate goal of our life, that of doing, and I quote Rinpoche, perfect work without the slightest mistake for each and every being by bringing them to full enlightenment. We try to feel there are so many things we could do with our life, but what is most important, what is most meaningful is to help others, to help beings that haven't met Dharma, that are suffering, is to help them find real happiness. And to help them, first, we have to help ourselves. We have to develop in ourselves our full potential, to actualize our full potential. It's what we call Buddhahood, to become ourself Buddha. What it means is to reach our full potential as human. We already have this potential inside of us. Everybody has this potential. It's what we call Buddha nature. It's not like we try to become something else. And actually, what we try to do is to become truly what we already are, to actualize our real nature, our Buddha nature. So, and this is the real ultimate goal of our life. And that's what we are trying to do from now on. From now on, with our life, we are going to try to actualize our potential. So it's can come to this conclusion for our meditation. And slowly we can, relax the mind, let it become very vast, not thinking about any subject, just let it rest, become vast, completely relaxed. And we can move a little if we need to move. And if you'd like to share with a group, if you have a question about this meditation, or but it doesn't have to be a question, it can be anything you'd like to share, please. You're welcome. It can be about what we talked about last week. Okay. It can be about anything. Yes, and you can share in the chat as well. Yeah, thank you, Anthony.
Hi, Venerable. Nice to see you. I just wanted to share how important I feel the cultivating joy is in the practice. You know, it really seems to serve as a foundation, as a reminder to continue to practice when sometimes it does seem very difficult. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole.
Detchen, I will share something. Something I saw a couple of days ago, and it came up again during the meditation, and I saw a hawk come down and get a chipmunk, and of course kill it first before flying off with it. And it's witnessing it was very hard to process. And so then talking about you know, fortunate not to be an animal to have to kill to eat. So, and I hadn't thought about processing what I had seen in a meditation. So that was helpful to put it in context, I guess.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you. And it's yeah, what you say is very important, that no meditation to keep it alive for ourselves. We have to take examples from our life. Of course, the foundation, it's the traditional texts, the Lamrim, but then we have to use our own examples. Otherwise, it's on one side the Dharma and other side our life, and there is no connection. But we have to make, like you did, the connections between the two. And everything that happens, I mean, in our life, everything we witness, everything we see in the news, everything, it's Lamrim teachings, everything. We can look at it with our Lamrim glasses. We put on our Lamrim glasses and we say, oh, it's Lamrim teaching, actually, everything. So then everything that happens in our life, sometimes people, they tell me, oh, I cannot watch the news, it makes me so sad. But yes, but then you can use this sadness or this suffering happening in the world, we can use it to make our compassion stronger. So, okay, thank you. So now what we can do is to look at, okay, we have this, I like, Patty said, I like the Lamrim glasses. Okay. Yes, you too, you have your own Lamrim glasses, you know. So it's, it's good. So now we can look at another subject, and it's so this life we have, this precious life, it's not going to last. Okay. Rinpoche says, and I quote, he says, it happened and it's gone. She already used past tense. It happened and it's gone. So anyway, we have it right now, but it's like it's already gone. It's going because it's going to happen so fast. Our life is almost No, like a flash of lightning, Shantideva says. Precious human rebirth is just like a flash of lightning. Pass 1-2 seconds and it's gone. So, usually we don't want to think about this subject, about our own death. We don't want to think about it. It seems a bit morbid. But actually, when we realize this life is not going to last, what happens is that every day, every moment become so precious. It's become, and if we meditate on impermanence, then when we wake up in the morning, oh, I'm still alive. I'm still waking up in my bed, in this body, you know. We could have died during our sleep. We went to bed, and actually a lot of people, they died during last night. They just didn't wake up this morning. So, but us, we wake up still in this body this morning, still in this precious human body. We can feel joy again because we are still alive. So it makes each moment very, very precious. And so when we feel every day so precious, then we don't, they say, we procrastinate. We say, okay, I do that tomorrow. Like, okay, I start to practice Dharma. I really like Dharma. It's very beautiful. I want to meditate, but I do it tomorrow. Today, I'm going to do something else, you know. But I do it tomorrow. But we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be possible for us to do it tomorrow, because perhaps tomorrow we no longer have this human life. So when we are aware of impermanence, we do things today. We don't wait for tomorrow. And of course, you know how it is. We always say tomorrow, tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes because it's only today. And we say, oh, no, I know I'm too busy. I'm too busy with work, or we're always so busy with many, many things. So we say, oh, I'll do it when I'm older. I'll have more time when I'm older, you know, when I no longer have to go to work. But we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be possible for us. So, and a good thing to think about death, so when actually it's going to be our last day, when we are going to die, then we won't have any regret. Because if from now on we use every day as best as we can, then when death comes, we will not feel regret. We feel, okay, no, I've used my life as best as I could. And so we'll be fine. But if we don't use each day as we would like to use each day, then on our last day, we will feel, oh, no, I'm so stupid. I had this, I lived so long, I had all these years. I didn't do anything meaningful. It will be very, very sad to be in such a state of mind at the end of our life. It's very, very sad. So in the Lamrim teachings, they say, first we think about, we contemplate, we meditate on the fact that death is certain. We look at everybody, we can think about all the famous people of the past. They had to die. Nobody could stay alive. It's not possible, just not possible. Even the Buddha, he had to left his body. Lama Atisha, Lama Tsongkhapa, all the great teachers, they had to die. So death is certain. And the first conclusion is that, okay, if death is certain, then I have to practice Dharma. What I have to do is to practice Dharma. And then we think, okay, death is certain, but perhaps it's going to happen, when I'm very old. It's not going to happen today. But actually, the time of death is uncertain. We don't know when we are going to die. And we can take many insurance, like on our life, to protect us. We protect our home, we take insurance for our car, for our life. But actually, nobody can guarantee that we are not going to die today. There is no life insurance that can guarantee such a thing. It's not possible. Even if you pay $1,000 every day, it's not possible. It doesn't work. So we don't know when it's going to be our last day. Because, of course, all of us, we have around us example of people who died young. We know people who died young. For me, when I was in high school, two of my high school friends, they died in high school. So you can be young and die. And you can be old, keep on living very long. So we don't know. We don't know. There is no order. It's not like, oh, you die when you're old and you cannot die when you're young. No, you can die anytime. So the conclusion is that, okay, if I can die anytime, then I have to practice Dharma now. I cannot wait tomorrow, because tomorrow might never come. And third, we think, okay, if I'm going to die and I don't know when I'm going to die, what can I do? And actually, what we can do, what is going to help us when we die, is Dharma. Is a practice of Dharma. It's the only thing that is going to help us. It's going to help us to die peacefully. It's going to help us to get a good rebirth, a next life where we can continue to practice Dharma. So the conclusion is that I have to practice Dharma now, and I have to practice Dharma purely. I have to practice pure Dharma. So what we can do, we have 15 minutes left. Okay, what we can do is we can do another meditation. Or if you have questions, we can discuss, your questions. And if you don't have questions, then we can do another shorter meditation on this subject. And I'm going to read from Bodhisattva Attitude from Lama Zopa Rinpoche for this meditation. So in Rinpoche, he calls it cutting the concept of permanence, this meditation. So we think Guru Shakyamuni Buddha descended in this world and showed the 12 deeds of a Buddha. He taught the Dharma and enlightened numberless beings, not only in this world, but also in other universes. In this way, the benefits to beings were as limitless as the sky. And finally, the Buddha showed impermanence to us and passed away into the sorrowless state. All that is left now are scriptures and some ruins at holy places like Rajagir and Shravasti. Therefore, there is no question that I myself can die even today. I am going to die today. Then there were the two close disciples of the Buddha, Shariputra and Moudgalyana, the 6 ornaments, the Pandits, Nagarjuna, Asanga, Chandakirti, and so forth. They wrote many texts, taught, and gave unbelievable, incredible benefit to beings and to the teachings of the Buddha. Now, I can only hear their names and see the texts they left and some caves and places where they meditated and achieved realizations. Therefore, there is no question that I myself can die even today. I am going to die today. And many great lamas appeared in each of the 4 traditions in Tibet: Padmasambhava, Marpa, Milarepa, the 5 great Sakya Pandits, Lama Tsongkhapa, and so forth. Now, I cannot see them, just the places where they practiced, like the caves of Lama Tsongkhapa and Milarepa, and their texts, nothing else. They all passed away. Therefore, I myself can die even today. I am going to die today. Even in this life, I have met many virtuous friends, and now they have passed away. Now I cannot see them. Therefore, I myself can die even today. I am going to die today. So many of my family members passed away, as well as many friends and people I knew who have died. So many people were born on the same day as me. They were the same age and they have already died. Therefore, I myself can die even today. So we come to the conclusion that death can come any moment. This precious human life we have, it can stop any moment. So then Rinpoche says, so what should I do? What should I do? And the answer is, I must practice bodhicitta. Best thing we can do with our life is to open our hearts to others, to generate love, compassion, and then bodhicitta, the wish to become ourselves a Buddha, so we have the perfect means, we have the perfect methods to be able to benefit the people around us, to really help them. But for now, we can help them a little. We can give them some food, some comfort, some advice. We can love them. But we don't know how to really benefit them, or to say the right words to really open their mind to the Dharma, so they can find real happiness. So we generate this wish because we don't know when we are going to die. We are going to use this life each day in the best way possible. We are going to extract the essence of each day. Not tomorrow, but today. And how to do that is to generate this mind, this body-mind, body chitta, this deep wish in our heart to actualize our full potential to become Buddha, so we can benefit every being. And again, when we have this wish in our heart, we stay with it in one point as long as we can. And slowly we can let go of the meditation. We relax completely our mind. We let it do what it wants to do. And we become aware of the place we are in, the people around us. And please, if you have anything you'd like to share, any question, please ask, put in the chat.
You might have to speak
And then
out,
she
though.
went into reading the book.
Go ahead, Graciela, you're
Yes,
unmuted.
can you hear me?
Yes.
I had thought that I wanted to know more about the 8 freedoms. I know that was at the beginning of the class, but maybe next class you might be able to say a little more about that.
Or I could show you the book.
Right.
Next
Yeah,
class.
I think, I didn't want to go in each one of them because what we are trying to do during this Zoom is to present a bit, to follow the way Rinpoche, Master Rinpoche is teaching, and it's not really following each one of these 8. So that's why I did kind of the same. But I think if Nicole, yes, you can show her a Lamburim, any Lamburim book with these 8 freedoms, and so you can read, and and then if you have questions, about them, we can look at your question next week. Yeah. Is it okay to do like that? Okay. Good. So, is everybody happy with what we are doing? Yeah. We're speaking. I don't see you.
Yeah.
What's
mostly the difference between impermanence and dependent arising? They seem like the same thing to me.
Oh, okay, nice. The impermanence is really the fact that things are changing. Actually, it's moment by moment, they say. It's in one moment, things are changing. And dependent arising, there are different kinds of dependent arising, but we can a simple way to say it is that everything depends on something else to exist. Okay, on body it depends on our parents meeting, making a baby, creating another life, and until that, your body, for example, is dependent on all the food you ate during your life, all the air you receive, all the people you met. You can think about that. It's really a dependent arising. It arises due to all these conditions coming together. So you are the body, and then you were able to maintain the body alive until today. But we are going to speak about dependent arising again when I guess more at the end of the Zoom meeting, when we look into the nature of reality. Does it answer your question?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So if you have any question, what would be great is that if you could, each one of us, if we could continue to do this meditation during the week, like every day, if we could do a little bit. It doesn't have to be long, but if we could do a little bit every day. And if you have questions that arise, then you can, you write them so you don't forget, and we can look at them next Sunday. So if everybody is happy with where we are, we can do the dedication. So, dedication is really spend 1.5 hours thinking about the teachings, about the Dharma, meditating, making our mind more and more familiar with the Dharma. So it's so beneficial, so precious, and we want to not to lose this precious energy. So we give it a goal. We send it into a direction that we choose. Yes. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly gain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has already arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. And then we have the long life prayers for our teachers. So for His Holiness Dalai Lama, may he continue to, we celebrated his birthday just this week. So may he continue to be with us during very, very long and to guide us. And after we do the same for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. The wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, the incomparable kind, Supreme Tenzin Gyatso, may you have a long life and all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, so some wish in our hearts that we may create the cause for him to stay with us in good health for a very, very long time, and may we be able to meet him, to receive his teachings. Tob sun jang jin jang gen ge wei ten jin kyung per wei kun se dong po zin chok sum ku wei li men du du ba dang su dun ji gen du Shanten Sho. Okay, so thank you very much, and see you next Sunday.
Thank you very much, Venerable Detchen. It's so nice to see you. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Venerable.